For the past few years, the situation recently escalated following the return of a rival chief, which ignited tensions between different ethnic groups in the area. The situation has escalated in recent months with clashes between various groups resulting in fatalities and widespread fear among residents. Security forces have been deployed to maintain peace, but incidents of violence continue to occur. The latest incident brings the death toll to 19. Let's still maintain on this particular conversation. Meanwhile, John Dramani Mahama, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress (NDC), has promised to resolve the Boko conflict when re-elected president on December 7, 2024. Speaking at his governance forum in Accra yesterday, the former president urged both sides of the conflict to exercise restraint, promising to make resolving the conflict his topmost priority.
To all sides to exercise restraint and silence the weapons. Resolving the Boko conflict will be one of my first priorities when I become president. I therefore wish to use this opportunity to urge our men and women in uniform to remember to abide by their oaths of office, to protect and defend our Constitution before, during, and after this general election. I call for calm to prevail in Boko. I appeal to all sides to exercise restraint and silence the weapons. Resolving the Boko conflict will be one of my first priorities when I become president. I therefore wish to...
Now, in the wake of the escalating tensions and security concern in Boko, Dr. John Krugu, the NPP parliamentary candidate for Zebila, has disclosed that the imposition of curfew by government has deepened frustrations among residents in the Boko area. Speaking on ABC in the morning, he stated that the curfew has so far been ineffective in restoring peace to the locality. On Monday, October 28, 2024, the Ministry of Interior imposed a daily 12-hour curfew on Boko in the Upper East region following renewed and deadly clashes in the area. The decision was reached during the emergency meeting of the National Security Council, chaired by President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, in response to escalating violence tied to a long-standing chieftaincy dispute.
Shooting in the night. Because then people are not allowed to go outside and do the shooting that was happening. But you see, the curfew only makes people more angry and even more prepared to die. And this is the reason. Among these 19 reported deaths, about 10 of those deaths happened around Wale. On the roads. And so people are angry. That the Boko people are very, very angry. That why is the curfew imposed in Boko and not in Walwale, where people stand by the roadside and stop buses and kill people. So as long as the curfew...
He further revealed that the total number of fatalities as a result of the conflict exceed what is being reported in the media. He made the claim that the death toll may be over 100 following activities of hired assailants outside the borders.
Officially, you have 19 people whose lives has been taken in the last 1 week. 19 in 1 week. And I use the word officially very carefully because what we have in Boko now is a war situation. And in war, people don't report when their workforces, when they are losing their workforces. And that is the reason why I use the word officially carefully, because I am aware much more lives have been lost than the 19 that is reported in the media. And for me, I think that actual numbers should be hitting around 100 by now. And let me also say something that most people will not tell you. People have died in this past 1 week, and nobody can make up their identity.
Still in the Upper East region, Dr. John Krugu, the NPP parliamentary candidate for Zebila, disclosed that the only way for peace to be restored in the locality is that the swift apprehension of the illegal chief. He emphasized that local authorities and security agencies need to prioritize the arrest of Alhaji Saidu Obagri, whom the government has described as the illegal chief. He further added that the renewed crisis has forced all campaign activities in the area to be suspended.
Oh, this is a very simple question. I mean, you have an illegitimate, and I'm using the words of the government, an illegitimate chief brought from Nalerego to Boku, and that is what has caused all this mayhem. And so the solution is very simple: to take the illegitimate chief out of Boku, and fighting will stop. And
away from that, the flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has promised to preclude his appointees from engaging in mining activities should he be elected president come December 7. Speaking at his governance forum in Accra on Thursday, October 31, Mahama warned that no member under his administration will be allowed to own any mining concession in the country. He warned that any appointee of his government who flouts this would swiftly be dealt with. John Mahama further promised to fight against illegal mining, popularly known as Galamsey activities, by ensuring that mining in water forest reserves is banned.
Development stares us in the face as our water bodies stand more polluted than we have ever witnessed in our country's history. While pursuing green technologies, our administration will promote sustainable and responsible mining. As I've said before, no member of my government will be allowed to engage in mining. I repeat, my appointees will be prohibited from engaging in mining to prevent conflict of interest. And as I've said, any appointee who wants to be a miner can go and be a miner, but you can't be a miner and serve in our government. And please rest assured that every government appointee and party official who flouts the mining laws will be swiftly dealt with. Irresponsible and illegal mining, Galamsey, would be fought strenuously using regulation, and mining in forest reserves will not be allowed, because our water bodies take their source from these forest reserves. If we destroy these forest reserves.
The flag bearer of the National Democratic Congress, John Dramani Mahama, has reaffirmed his commitment to tackling procurement breaches in his next government. Speaking at his governance forum in Accra on Thursday, October 31, Mahama pledged to set up an independent value for money office to scrutinize government procurement above $5 million. He stressed that the NDC government will close all procurement gaps and ensure value for money in government procurement activities. He further indicated that he would amend the Public Procurement Act 2003 Act 663 to make single source and restricted tendering an exception in government procurements.
To ensure value for money and transparency in the award of contracts, we will set up an independent value for money office, which will be responsible for scrutinizing any government procurement that is above $5 million, or as Parliament may determine. Parliament may determine a lower.
Nana Oyelita, but unfortunately, we seem to be having some challenges with the phone. As and when we do connect with her, trust us, we will do have a conversation on that. Let's also be reminded that this is your election poll center. Officially, ABC should be the official TV station you should be watching during the election. We also have a campaign saying that vote not violence. And so ahead of the 2024 election, our major campaign is vote not indulge or engage in anything violence. Let's do some more stories. Away from that, the flag bearer of the new Patriotic Party, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has sharply replied to the NDC's candidate, John Dramani Mahama's reference to George Bush's senior comment that the election is going to be about the economy, stupid, quote unquote, addressing a crowd at a mini rally in the Sunafo North constituency of the Ahafo region. The vice president stated that insults do not win election. According to him, the NDC flag bearer has resorted to insults because he's seeing signs of his defeat in the upcoming election. He further emphasized that the elections will be based on performance and track record, which he believes the NPP has outperformed the NDC.
Adia ebesi enti ebimo omuyem ehihye omo because omunim se omu be lose election we omuyem ehihye omo enti se mwehu se atemdidie no ahye Enyasa atemdidie no ahye asantefuona umubu umubese kasatente entoponko enyasa kasatente entoponko na diamede besoso ne se atemdidie entoponko Atemdidie entoponko enyasa ubetmedi di atemsa enkosi hu ubelusi election a yekwe ubelusi di entia MPP yebedi kudim no eye ejuma yaye enye bibia o eye ejuma yaye uba ene aba abehwe University a Ekoso, Ewo Ahafuha, Mabeshe Hospital IAC, President Akufo-Addo aka, ye de bill Eko, ye be yemim a district on its own. Enyasa, ejuma na ye akwaya, astrotech na dia bobi diaba, ejuma nti na mubeto abama no enyasa.
Meanwhile, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia is set to engage the youth of Ghana on Sunday, 3rd November 2024 as part of his Youth Connect campaign. In a press release on Friday, November 1, 2024, the campaign team of the Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's team stated that the event will allow the presidential candidate of the new Patriotic Party to outline his plans for job creation and, of course, engage the youth. DAB, Bawumia for Jobs, will be a nationwide event with live audience in all 16 regions. The statement signed by the Director of Communications for the Bawumia campaign, Dennis Miracles Abuaji, says that at the center, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's policy propositions for the next chapter of Ghana's development is job creation, and the details will be outlined to the good people of Ghana at the event. Now, this comes amidst recent back and forth between the NPP and NDC flag bearer on key issues in elections. Joining us for a conversation on this is Kweku Kwashi, who is government spokesperson and NPP communications team member for the Bawumia campaign. Good afternoon, sir.
Yes, good afternoon.
Now, we're grateful. We're grateful. Now,
good afternoon to your viewers and listeners.
Thank you, sir. What actually informed this decision, if I may ask?
Well, first of all, I think we all should understand, and we all understand that the future of any nation is the youth. All right? And it is the reason why, as a government, the Akufo-Addo Bawumia government has invested so much in youth education, particularly in the free senior high school and at the lower level as well. You should understand that many kids have gotten access to education over 5.7 million people have got access to education today under Akufo-Addo government. Now that's almost close to the population of Ghana in the 1960s. That is no mean achievement. Now, once these kids are literate, it's important then that you are able to give them the extra skills needed for them to fit into the job market. You understand me? And that is why Dr. Bawumia, as part of his plans, intends, as is mentioned, intends to train 1 million young people or youth in digital skills. In fact, he has mentioned already that the future is the fourth revolution. In fact, we are in the fourth revolution, the fourth industrial revolution. And that is powered by digitization. All right? And so it's important that you give the youth, the young ones, the skill for them to tap into the opportunities that digitization actually offers. You understand me? And that's why the flag bearer of NPP intends to have a conversation with the youth and actually be able to espouse his vision for them, solely to the youth. He's been on several platforms discussing different things, depending on who they're speaking to or who he's speaking to. But this time, he's speaking directly to the youth and bringing his policies and explaining to them directly, so they understand and see the future that he envisages for the country, with the youth.
Mr. Kwashi, unemployment and economy remains a big voting factor for most, as per the latest Afrobarometer report suggests. Now, how will Bawumia avert youth unemployment and also bolster the economy? In number 8, we are still, struggling.
Well, I understand you. Well, we all know that, when it comes to implementing policies, there are processes. It's not just one event. There are processes where that will lead to job creation, where people can actually get employment and begin to, put their skills to work. Again, let's get something clear. His major policy of 1 million digital skills for the youth is a fantastic one, in that it's going to make the youth aware of the opportunities available in this current era. You understand me? In fact, yesterday at a different platform when he was speaking, he made the point where today a company like, say, Apple or Uber or Microsoft, in terms of revenue, is far bigger than Ghana as a country. Ghana's revenue is measured in its GDP. The GDP of Microsoft as one company is bigger than Ghana. The GDP of Uber as one company is bigger than Ghana. And they've been able to achieve this through digitization. Because with that, you don't need to be physically present anywhere to tap into an opportunity. There are many people across the world who are living in different parts of the world, but actually rendering services to other parts of the world. Somebody could be in India doing IT work for somebody in Chicago. And so it should be possible that people in Ghana, the youth in Ghana, should sit in Ghana without moving an inch, have the same opportunities and tap into the opportunities somebody in India gets from Chicago, that somebody in UK or Germany gets from Sweden. This is the main vision of the man. You understand me? And that is what this whole new fourth industrial revolution presents.
Mr. Kwashi,
anywhere to tap into opportunities, and they are huge, to the extent that one company alone has its revenue bigger than the GDP of the whole country. That tells you the enormous opportunities in this area that any leader who understands where we are can overlook.
Hello, Mr. Kwashi.
I'm here.
Yeah, I just want to find out from you, how unique would this engagement be from the routine Youth Connect activities that we've seen the flag bearer do so far?
Well, I think that as the Director of Communication said, a lot more details will come out, in due course. But clearly, one major thing here is that it's going to be across all 16 regions at the same time. So that'll be a full national engagement with the youth. As to the platform, as to the structure and so on, as you said, more will come out in due course. So we'll know exactly how that will pan out. But we are confident, that the flag bearer will be able to explain, and as he's been doing, he's explained his policies to people, and will be able to engage and explain his policies in very simple terms suit the youth for them to understand the future that he envisages for them, right? And let's get something clear. Any leader today who doesn't understand it, who doesn't talk digitization, all right? Let me say, any leader today who doesn't talk digitization is stuck in the past. That leader doesn't understand the present. And I can tell you that leader is worryingly confused about the future. It is the future. It is a future of jobs. It's a future of prosperity. It doesn't mean that brick and mortar will go away. All right? Yes, there are many who are not doing IT but still doing well. But that is the future. And so we need to tap into it. There have been several revolutions across the world where, Africa hasn't been part of. From the first to second to third, we haven't been part of it. But it's important that we see this opportunity. He has seen that once you are able to tap into the opportunities, now once we move into the sixth revolution, you are along with that. You are never behind. You understand me? You're never behind. And so it's very important. I mean, if anybody makes the argument that, why you get into this? It's like saying that Ghana or Africa should have waited for everybody to have a landline telephone before we go into mobile phones. Do you understand me?
Mr. Kwashi, finally, I mean, unfortunately, we don't have so much time. But finally, let me just find out from you: is the NPP and the flag bearer, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, hopeful that the youth will find confidence in him come this, general election?
Already, they are very hopeful. You see from the response to him wherever he goes, they are extremely hopeful, very clear. And it's very clear that come 7 December, they're giving their vote to the man who sees the future. And so this will only add more icing to the cake, essentially. You understand? But otherwise, he started his vision on different platforms, and the youth have already tapped into it. But this is a special one for you and me, between the flag bearer and you, the youth. So you hear what I have to say to you directly. All right. So it's very clear that the youth are bubbling for his ideas, and come 7 December, we are totally confident that they see the future, and they see the future with the man Bawumia, and they will clearly vote for him to bring his vision to bear and affect their lives positively and their families as well.
Thank you so much for speaking to us, Dr. Mr. Kweku Kwashi. He is government spokesperson and NPP communications team member for the Bawumia campaign. But away from that, there have been a new press release coming in from the office of the Speaker, which apparently says that notice to summon Parliament pursuant to Article 112 Clause 3 of the Constitution 1992 and the Standing Orders of Parliament, which let me just take you through what exactly the issue is. So it says pursuant to Article 112 Clause 3 and Orders 5 and 5.3 of the Standing Orders of the Parliament of Ghana, Right Honourable Alban Sumana Kingsford Bagban, Speaker Parliament, hereby summon Parliament to sit on 7 November 2024 at 10 o'clock in the afternoon at the Grand Arena, Accra International Conference Centre, dated in the office of the Speaker of Parliament, Accra, Ghana. Now, this 31st day of October 2024, and it's actually been signed by Right Honourable Alban Kingsford Sumana Bagban. So that's the press release on your screens over there. As you see, it says that office of the Speaker of Parliament. Away from that, the Minority Caucus in Parliament has formally petitioned the Office of the Special Prosecutor to launch a comprehensive investigation into what it calls a gross misappropriation of resources within the District Road Improvement Program project in the West. This call for accountability center around alleged action by the District Chief Executive of West, Vida Dorothy, who is accused of transferring project resources, including equipment and a substantial maintenance fund, to the new Patriotic Party's parliamentary candidate in the district. The Minority Caucus argues that these actions represent a clear misuse of public resources for partisan advantage, sparking public outcry and serious concern about the integrity of local governance. At the core of the allegations in the accusations that Vida Dorothy handed over drip project machinery and a 400,000 Ghana cedis maintenance fund to the NPP's parliamentary candidate who, according to the caucus, has no formal connection to the district assembly's operation of its sanction use of these resources. Now, the ranking member of Parliament for Local Governance and Rural Development Committee, Edwin Ni Lante Vanderpoel, expressed strong condemnation of the alleged action. He emphasized the necessity for swift and decisive action from the Office of the Special Prosecutor to restore faith in the system, calling for sanction against the DCE. Let's stay with this election period where Deputy Director of Policy for the Movement for Change, Courage Nobi, has stated that the leader of the National Democratic Congress caucus in Parliament, Afenyo Markin, acted in political mischief by sending the Speaker's declaration of 4 seats vacant in Parliament to the Supreme Court. He further stressed that the Supreme Court's ruling with respect to the decision taken by the Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, for making 4 seats vacant was unconstitutional. According to him, the principle of separation of powers are heavily enshrined in our laws.
We believe that, as Alanche Martin properly said, the courts we do not think that in the administrative behavior of Parliament, particularly where there's precedent, the court should be stretching its arm to try and control or curtail the business of Parliament. We believe that, as Alanche Martin properly said, the court's ruling in respect of the decision that the Speaker took is unconstitutional. Absolutely. You know, the Speaker of Parliament, unfortunately, this is not the first time. I think this is about the third time that that particular rule has been applied. And so, if not for political convenience, even the people who went to court, you know, this case, I believe the Honorable Afenyo Markin is playing absolute political mischief by even running to the court in the first place. And to see the level of vehemence, the level of alacrity that the court, you know, attached to responding to the matter. You know, when there's a case that's been pending before the court for almost 4 years now, that has not seen the same level of alacrity, the same level of seriousness attached to it, then it's problematic. And that's why we believe that Parliament must be allowed to do its work. It's for no reason that in our law.
Some more news here, and of course be reminded also that here at ABC we are your poll center. For more comprehensive news on election, trust us that we will bring you up to speed of information. Let's do some more news where Ghana's digital transformation has seen public institutions actively investing in digital platforms, especially through mobile applications. From booking the transports, right, to accessing government services, apps have become a go-to solutions, but as more public institutions jump on the app development bandwagons, many Ghanaians are questioning the effectiveness, necessity, and long-term goal of these initiatives. Speaking on ABC in the morning, the Executive Director for Africa Center for Digital Transformation, Kwesi Etuahene, disclosed that Ghana over the years has been lacking policy implementation to own its official app. He said most apps by this administration are majorly owned by private-public partnership, with the greater percentage of its ownership by private individuals.
In Africa, we have a huge chunk of opportunity to exploit. However, I do believe that there are proper regulations, proper systems and structures to ensure that it benefits innovations around that involve government institutions benefit the people of Ghana. That is where the challenge has been so far. Planning Development Commission released a certain framework till Ghana is 100 years. If you read their digital component, it talks about the development of ideas, development of tech initiatives. What has been the big challenge which we have been advocating on in the last couple of months at Africa Center for Digital Transformation has been the fact that every single innovation by the government, right from 2017 till now, has always been private-public partnership with a greater percentage of the ownership of the app or the ownership of the system developed being owned by a private entity, which generally it presupposes that private individuals are making tons of money off government. For example, in 2017, the government of Ghana contracted a private company called Vocacom to develop what they call the Ghana GPS in conjunction with the Ghana Post GPS in conjunction with the Ghana Post Office, the Ghana National Property Digital Addressing Systems. And if you look at that app, it was developed that it could have been developed for government. So government could have brought together individuals, employ them at the Ministry of Communication or Digitalization. Then they can develop the app for government. Then government benefits from downloads. Government has access to the IP address. Government.
Meanwhile, Atuani urged that the proliferation of apps by governments makes the country vulnerable and must ensure the development of progressive digitalization to serve its purpose.
The Ghana.gov initiative that is being managed by a sub-tribe for the government of Ghana can do same or even better than the recent app they have developed, which is the Citizen app. On the same Ghana.gov app, you can pay your electricity bill, you can pay your water bill, there are components on it that can be used. So what is the essence of bringing another bill, contracting a private company and paying them? It defeats the intentionality of trying to build the nations together and trying to build structures so that it can make life easier for people. Now, if you look at the baseline of the nation's development, there are essential commodities that people need. These apps, how many people do you think will use the app in Northeast, Narogu, Sarogu, Wale, Pusiga, and some components of the region? We must develop progressively by making sure that the structures are in place. But because we currently have a crop of politicians who are obsessed with making money at all costs from every possible ways, they come up with ideas to create, loot, and share that can do the same thing. Simply suggest that they are looking for avenues to make money. If you permit, every ministry will come. If it's permitted, every ministry will come up with an app. Is it really essential? And every app that they come up with, they contract the private entity, award a contract. Money has been exchanged for them to build the app. And the app sits on Play Store or iOS to get some download. And at the end of the day, the private company that was contracted makes money. When you check the people behind the private company, it will be some politicians or some relations or some politicians. It doesn't help the nation to develop. At Africa Center for Digital Transformation, we are enthused about the development of the digital space, encouraging Ghanaians and Africans.
The Womenpreneur Tour Africa, an organization focusing on supporting women in technology and entrepreneurship in partnership with Cosmos Innovation Center, Jimbe Consultant, ALX Ghana, and Cent Technologies and the Future List on October 31, 2024 held a panel discussion moderated by Nina Nese on the role of institutions in fostering women's entrepreneurial participation in agri-tech and fintech in Ghana. Derek Kumi-Kisiedu has more in this report.
Of the Womenpreneur Tour Africa, an organization focusing on supporting women in technology and entrepreneurship, in partnership with Cosmos Innovation Center, ALS Ghana, Sun Technologies, and the Future List, on October 31, 2024, held a panel discussion, which was moderated by Nina Nese on the role of institutions in fostering women's entrepreneurial participation in agritech and fintech in Ghana. The Director of Small and Medium Enterprises (SMEs), Agency Banking and Partnerships at Absa Bank Ghana, Audrey Abeka, speaking during the panel discussion, stated that most barriers, such as collateral, which was a hindrance to many, has been addressed by most banks, whereby banks now give loans to small and medium enterprises without collateral.
The lending without collateral to SMEs up to 500,000 Ghana cedis. He mentioned information asymmetry. In most cases, the information that one requires and what you can provide is a gap. That also has been addressed to some extent. When you go up to 1 million, you don't ask for 3 years audited account. You don't ask for certain information that may be a hindrance to you. So you need to know these things.
The founder and CEO of the Humanpreneur Africa, Sena, shared her objectives and her motivation for coming up with this store.
I am the founder and CEO of Womanpreneur, which is an organization focusing on supporting women in technology and entrepreneurship. We have been touring across different countries, so this is the 7th country. We have done already Morocco, Tunisia, Algeria, Egypt, Lebanon, and Jordan, and now we are here in Ghana, and our next stop is Kenya. Here in Sub-Saharan Africa, women are more active in agri-tech and fintech, so it is also a way for us to bridge the link between Middle East and whole Africa. We are so lucky to be in Africa, and I think people don't realize that we have so many possibilities here, but what is missing is really the right funding, the right investment. I think that's what today young talent, women, and people in general are looking for.
Let's do a quick break. We're back with business news.
Thank you, boss. See you next week. Yo, where is my passport? Where is my passport? Yo, man, I want to Waba.
What is that?
And then it's special.
Give me my passport. You made me pay for express for 24 hours, and yet it's not in.
You told me that you are telling me this. What's going on? Hello.
This man here has taken my money. That within 24 hours, he'll do my passport for me.
Oh, see, that's the same thing applies to me. He told me last night. He's telling me this week. Process. That's what they do. Yeah. Oh, madam. Please relax. I'll get for you in 24 hours.
Hey, Goroma. So you never change? Eh? You get passport for someone within 24 hours, Madam Obwa. See, the normal working hours is 9 to 5. Eh? Not 24 hours, I'm fat. I'm fat. You guys have made a very big mistake by trusting these people. Now, through digitalization, passport application has been made so easy. Now, you don't need to stress yourself and join any long queue for your passport. All you have to do is to log on to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs website and begin your application.
Oh, sir!
By buying a passport application voucher online. Simple and easy. And very soon, all you need to get your passport will be your Ghana card.
What is it true?
Yeah, Obisa. It is possible.
You are so quiet, you didn't know this. I feel like this.
Come on. Come
on. 5 million children have benefited from free SHS. Protect free SHS. Vote Dr. Baumia #1 on the ballot.
Away from that, let's do business, where cocoa farmers have filed a complaint with Cocoa Board listing key environmental and societal issues, including a demand for a living income for farmers. The complaint, which was submitted by the University of Ghana School of Law, the Civil Response Non-Profit Organization, and the Chicago-based Corporate Accountability Lab, was signed by 30 farmers and raised concerns over continuing deforestation, child labor, and the use of pesticide. This complaint will test a grievance mechanism as a requisites it for about $600 million Sendai loan agreement by the African Development Bank in 2019 per the applicant, per the complaint. The AFBD sought to address precisely the type of environmental and societal issues identified in the petition when it mandated the creation of the grievance mechanism. Cocoa farmers also complained, cited studies finding that only a fraction of Ghana's farmers earn a living income from their cocoa. According to the complaint, Cocoa Board must require companies to pay farmers a high price, a living income, adding higher prices were also an essential first step towards eliminating child labor. Prince Nyako, an insurance practitioner, has cautioned the public against buying insurance policies from unregistered companies. He said in an interview on ABC in the morning that in buying an insurance package, there is the need for a buyer to buy from a company that is in good standing with the regulator, the National Insurance Commission. He said that this will prevent buying policies from unregulated companies.
At the company that you are buying from, is it a registered company with the National Insurance Commission? So you have to, the regulator, we have a body that regulates insurance companies. So you need to go to nic.com, which is the National Insurance Commission, to go and look out for the registered insurance companies that are in good standing. And you have a claim that they have to pay. So you have to look out for that. And also you need to make sure that you understand the person you are dealing with is helping you understand the policy you are buying, and you as a person you have to give them every right information about the policy you want to buy, so that at the end of the day they cannot say you didn't tell.
Away from business, let's bring you some sports news after this. In sports, Manchester United have appointed sporting coach Ruben Amorim as their new manager. The 39-year-old Portuguese, who will move to Old Trafford from the Lisbon club on November 11, has signed a contract until June 2027. Former United striker Ron Van, who took charge on an interim basis after Eric Ten Hag was sacked on Monday, will stay for the club's next 3 fixtures. Amorim is the 6th permanent manager United have appointed since Sir Alex Ferguson's 26-year reign ended when his retirement in 2013. In an official press statement on the team's website, it reads, and I quote, "Manchester United is delighted to announce the appointment of Ruben Amorim as head coach of the men's first team, subject to work visa requirement. He will join until June 2027 with the club option of an additional year once he has fulfilled his obligation to his current club. He will join Manchester United on Monday, 11 November. Ruben is one of the most exciting and highly rated young coaches in European football, highly also decorated as both a player and coach. His titles include winning the Premier La Liga twice in Portugal with Sporting CP, the first of which was the club's first title in 19 years. Rodvan also will continue to take charge of the team until Ruben joins. Let's bring you some international news also. Botswana's President Masisi has officially conceded defeat following a significant parliamentary loss by his party, the Botswana Democratic Party, which has gained for nearly 6 decades. Parliamentary results show the opposition coalition Umbrella for Democratic Change has taken a commanding lead, with lawyer Duna Boko poised to assume the presidency with the results from 41 of 61 constituencies counted. The UDC has also secured 26 seats, while PDP holds only 3 in Botswana. Members of Parliament elect the president as well. Now, President Masisi at a press conference acknowledged the people's choice and congratulated the president-elect.
I did also say that I was prepared to lose the election over it. If this is anything to do with it, I stand very proud that I stood my ground on it. I'm proud of the agricultural programs we put in place, empowerment programs, we put the Botswanans first, and the structural adjustment we were getting into the economy. Now, I really enjoyed myself. It was tough work. I worked very hard. My typical day was very long. I worked 6 to 7 days a week, daily. I've been working hard since 2019, trust me. So I think it may, unexpected as it is, come as a good time to rest.
Kenya's new Deputy President Kithure Kindiki has been sworn in on Friday after a court lifted orders barring his inauguration following weeks of legal challenges by his predecessor, who was impeached by Parliament. The sentence voted to remove Rigathi Gachagua, the previous Deputy President, from office in October on charges including gross violation of the Constitution and stirring ethnic hatred, accusations that he rejects and has also dismissed a politically motivated assertion. High Court had put Kindiki's inauguration on hold after Gachagua and his supporters filed over 30 court challenges to prevent his dismissal and replacement. But the stay order was lifted on Thursday, October 31, 2024, with judges saying that the deputy president position should not remain vacant according to the constitution. Speaking after Kindiki's swearing in, Ruto told his new deputy to serve the people of Kenya equally, those who voted for us and those who did not vote for us. The government of Kenya equally belongs to all the people. Kindiki was a leading contender to the Ruto running mate during the 2024 election and was appointed Interior Minister shortly after the president took office in September that year. Please stay with us. In entertainment, Jeffrey Lamar Williams, popularly known as Young Thug, has been released from jail after pleading guilty to gang, drug and gun charges. The plea deal, which was negotiated without lawyers' input, resulted in a sentence of time 2.2 to 5 years and 15 years of probation as part of the agreement. Young Thug must serve 100 hours of community service, avoid contact with gang members or former co-defendants, and stay away from the metropolitan Atlanta area for the first 10 years of probation, except for specific circumstances such as weddings, funerals, graduations, or serious illness of family members. Thug's guilty plea brought an end to the longest criminal trial in Georgia history, which began in November 2023. The trial was marred by multiple delays, courtroom disturbances, and motions for mistrial. Several of his co-defendants had already taken plea deals or had their cases set from the trial. Bring a recap of our top stories for this afternoon. Now, fears have risen over the conduct of December 7th election in Boko amidst the rising death toll. We engaged parliamentary correspondent over there. Now, the two leading candidates in the 2024 election, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia and John Dramani Mahama, have engaged in a blow-to-blow commentary and strategy ahead of the elections. We brought you reports also on that. Minority Committee petitions OSP to investigate WA West DCE over misappropriation of drip equipment. Later in business, we brought you some news where some cocoa farmers have lodged a formal complaint with Cocoa Board calling for swift action to address long-standing issues, including overpricing of other sector challenges. And on the international front, President Masisi has officially conceded defeat following a significant parliamentary loss by his party. Before we go, we are to remind you that we will be going live to the La Palm Royal Beach, where Ghana is launching its 5G network. Remember that this is today is first, November, where apparently it has been scheduled that Ghana will be launching its official 5G here, and of course we'll be crossing over to that. My name is Eric Chinibwa Melo. It has been a pleasure serving you this afternoon. Have a good afternoon.
Today's achievement would not be possible without strong partnerships between government, telecommunications providers, technology firms, and regulatory agencies. The private sector's innovation, combined with government's vision, has brought us to this significant milestone. As we advance, these partnerships must remain robust, adaptive, and mutually beneficial. Our domestic and international stakeholders bring in valuable expertise, capital, and technology that align with our national priorities can transform Ghana's digital landscape. I encourage our partners to stay engaged as Ghana's digital journey is only just beginning. The journey ahead requires vision and responsibility. 5G is a powerful catalyst for shaping Ghana's future, but with this power comes the responsibility to use it wisely. We must address concerns around data privacy, cybersecurity, and responsible use to ensure that 5G fosters progress, not division. The youth, who make up the majority of the population, stand to benefit immensely from this digital era. Through initiatives like the Ghana Innovation Hub and coding programs, we're equipping them with digital skills to drive the future of innovation in Ghana. By empowering the youth, we ensure a future where domestic talent drives our digital transformation. Ladies and gentlemen, as we launch 5G in Ghana today, let us embrace our responsibility to build a stronger, more inclusive and prosperous Ghana. Our success will be measured not only by internet speeds, but by the tangible improvements in our people's lives, the growth of our industries, and our unity in fostering innovation across all regions. Let this day mark the beginning of a new era. Social inclusivity, possibilities, creating a legacy of innovation and progress for generations to come. May God bless us all in our homeland Ghana and make her great and strong. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. 2, 2, 2. 3, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, the President of the Republic of Ghana. Another round of applause as we usher him to take his seat. And as we bring you to the last part of this extraordinary event, ladies and gentlemen, you may ask yourself, what indeed is 5G? This morning into this afternoon, we've had a lot of conversation. So there's a clear understanding that indeed the Africa we want is more or less in the hands of the power of 5G as well. But I bring to you something I would like to call a user experience. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to have an extraordinary conversation through the power of 5G. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for my co-host this afternoon. Joining me live from Finland, Mikko, it is lovely, it is warm, it is fantastic here in Ghana. The energy is positive, 5G is here. How are you feeling in Finland, Mikko?
We are feeling just great. Of course, 1st of November is usually not the best weather, and that's the case for today, but I'm really glad for you down in Ghana that you have it much better.
Thank you so much, Mikko. We have His Excellency the President joining us. We have the Honorable Minister of Communications and Digitalization and a slew of extraordinary personalities here. It's a big moment for us, as I said, here in Ghana. The future is bright, and of course, the future is in the hands of our youth. But what are your thoughts, Mikko? Go right ahead.
Thank you, and Your Excellency, Mr. President, Honorable Minister for Communications and Digital. First, I would like to apologize for missing the opportunity to be there with you physically in person. But actually, I do believe I have a good reason, because it's my first day on the job. And I'm lucky, of course, that I'm able, through the power of 5G, and I can be still there with you today. I take this opportunity to congratulate everyone. Nokia has experience of rolling out 5G in various markets, including my home country, Finland. And although every country is different, there are a few things that are consistent everywhere. First, 5G accelerates digital transformation. It drives business innovation and performance by powering use cases such as augmented reality and predictive maintenance. Second, 5G is also a social asset. In addition to better connectivity for consumers, every dollar invested in connectivity is a dollar invested in better access to healthcare, entrepreneurship, and public services. I know that the Nokia team has brought a demo of virtual classroom today, which is just one aspect of digital literacy in action. And third, 5G is a national resource. It will help Ghana accelerate its journey towards becoming a digital economy with big potential gains for productivity, efficiency, and sustainability, a journey which Nokia is fully committed. I'm absolutely delighted that Nokia and the great team at the NGIC have together brought this historic achievement. Once more, warmest congratulations from all of us at Nokia.
Mikko, just in case somebody believes that this is a pre-recorded interaction, expertly rehearsed, just give me a wave to the left with your left hand. That's your right, Mikko. Left hand. And now let's do the right hand. Ladies and gentlemen, Mikko and all the best of luck. And so with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we bring to you a moment in our history, a moment in our nation's history, where one day we can look back and tell our children's children's children that at this particular point in Ghana's history. I was there. I was instrumental. Ladies and gentlemen, with a resounding
from the first signs of connectivity that linked our communities to the vibrant networks that now connect our cities and villages, telecommunications have been the silent force behind Ghana's transformation. Each era, from dial-up internet to the breakthrough of 2G, 3G, and 4G, has brought us closer, shrinking distances, bridging divides, and unlocking the potential within us all. We've journeyed far, but today marks a new beginning. A leap into a future where speed isn't just about technology, it's about progress, innovation, and empowerment. A future where every corner of Ghana is seamlessly connected. With 5G, we are transforming Ghana into a digital economy. Enabling smart classrooms that empower our youth, precision farming that boosts agricultural productivity, fintech solutions that enhance financial inclusion, and advanced health services that bring care closer to those in need. It's a new digital world where innovation is powered by speed and where the digital frontier opens new possibilities for all. This is more than just technology. It's the heartbeat of a new era. One rooted in the spirit of community, driven by the power of connectivity and the boundless potential of our people. We call this Ubuntu. Inspired by the African philosophy of Ubuntu, it represents not just our shared humanity, but the E is for empowerment, which is the essence of being connected. Ubuntu reminds us that as we uplift one, we uplift all. Through the transformative power of 5G, we are not just building networks, we are building bridges. Bridges to opportunity, innovation, and a brighter future for every Ghanaian. Together, we envision a Ghana that is 100% digital by 2030, where no one is left behind. Today, we take the next giant step towards that reality. Welcome to the era of 5G. 5G is now available in select areas across the Greater Accra, Ashanti, Northern, Western, Bono, Volta, Eastern, and Central regions. But our journey doesn't stop there. We are expanding rapidly, aiming to cover every corner of these regions and ultimately the entire nation. Together, we will bring the future of connectivity to all of Ghana.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is 5G, unleashing unlimited possibilities. And to round this off with due respect, I'd like to ask a few dignitaries to join us right here center stage for a photo opportunity, after which His Excellency the President, flanked by the Honorable Minister and other dignitaries, will take a look at the display right outside. We do have a lunch break, and after our lunch break, we continue the conversation right here. So ladies and gentlemen, starting off at the end of this program with our photo opportunity, Your Excellency, if I may humbly request your presence here, Honorable Minister for Communications, if you could kindly escort him over. May I have NCA, Mr. Tenu Awuno, CEO of Next Gen Infraco, Mr. Pierre Lyoto, who is the Chief Operating Officer of NGIC, of course, Mr. Hakrit Singh, CEO Ascend Digital Solutions. May I kindly have Mr. Aru as well, joining from CEO of Radisys, Mr. Stephen Blewett, CEO of MTN, Madame Patricia Obonai, CEO of Telecel. Please join us. The CEO of AT, Mr. Leo Scarlatos, kindly join us as well. CTO of NGIC, Mr. Michael Amina Minor, please. We would like you to join us for this photo. May I kindly have Mr. Lassina Kone, pardon me, Director General of Smart Africa Secretariat, Mr. Lasina Kone. Let's also have the Ambassador Mohammed Lawan Ghana, ECOWAS representative of Africa Region International Telecommunications Union. We also have Mr. Isaac Boating, representative of the Director General EA, Mr. Rajiv Vyas, who is the head of Networks, Services, Sales, Telco and Enterprise of Tech Mahindra, and of course the Chief of Ashet Chono and member of the Ga Traditional Council, who is here representing the Ga Manche Ni Kwo Donko II. Please join us. Ladies and gentlemen, as mentioned before, after this photo, we will have the national anthem. After the national anthem, we will exit. His Excellency, the President, and the dignitaries will exit to the exhibition outside. If you have a white band on your wrist, you are invited to have lunch with the VIPs immediately after which we will, and I'm going to give the photographers 1 more minute for this very important photo. Thank you. May we cue the national anthem of the Republic of Ghana. Please remain standing. Please be upstanding as I call for the national anthem of the Republic of Ghana.